Hi chess friends, King's Executor here, and today again I want to show you another example of how to play aggressively in blitz, which is to me the only very effective approach against the normal opponent. Obviously also on the highest level of chess, but there is also a solid theory which we don't have as the standard player. Strong players in blitz don't need as much theory, they need ideas. And the idea is opening lines and attacking and gambit play. So don't care much about the material, but care about your chances and your forcing lines. I played e4, my opponent played e5, and now I just like putting pressure in the center. d6 was played. If he would have taken, then I would maybe have tried to kind of transpose back to this Scotch gambit here, or don't know, maybe something like even c3, and yeah, I'm threatening to recapture, having a strong center, and if he takes, I can still choose to play bishop c4. If he takes on b2, I can take with the bishop, and then I would have pieces lined up against the king's side. Yeah. Okay, that's just the idea. So let's go back. I played d4, he played the Philidor defense, and of course I could have taken on e5 and get to this endgame, but this is very drawish, and I like to keep things complicated. So I played knight f3, and this transposes back to the actual Philidor defense position, which is a little bit better for white. White has more space. Now queen e7, maybe to avoid the queen exchange, but this blocks in this bishop here and looks like a weird move and a waste of time, and you don't want to waste time in blitz. I played b3. The threat is, and this is just a blitz threat, to in some lines attack the queen. If that queen moves, I will take that bishop here and force the king to recapture and destroy black's castling rights. In order to do that, I'm now threatening to take on e5. He would have to take back with a pawn, or else I would just win material and capture on here this way. So he would have to recapture, and then I would play bishop a3 attacking the queen. And this is something I see in 1.5 seconds. You don't have to calculate, just open lines. You see the queen, you see these pawns, you open up the lines, the diagonals, and you put your pieces to their threatening, menacing squares and diagonals and files and so on. g6 to develop the bishop here, and this again gives me time to now set my plan into play here, and he had to recapture with the pawn, and now bishop a3, and already I think I have a big advantage here. Queen f6 would be the best move, looks uncomfortable, takes away the natural knight square, and I would then have several moves. For example, taking on f8, that just loosens the dark squares around the king if that bishop falls. So c5, and simply knight c3. taking advantage of the hole on d5. You see, he had to make a concession, and I can just play normal developing natural moves. a6 to take away at least one square of the knight and also the bishop, but that's not important. I'm just punishing black's approach with a queen here, and after queen d6 I can play bishop d3, and the threat is now, well, first of all, f5 is a little bit more difficult in the future, and I'm avoiding queen exchanges when I move my knight somewhere. You'll never know, and now the queens cannot be exchanged. I want to keep the position complicated. Knight e7 was played. It looks logical, but that gave me an idea to set a trap to my opponent. And I played a move here, which I think the engine doesn't really, let me see, doesn't really consider, but it's a typical move for blitz. Well, I'm on the 8th move now, and it still doesn't apply. It doesn't get on my list here, but when I play it, the engine appreciates it. I played the shocking bishop takes c5, and astonishingly, from 0.6 my evaluation falls down to 0.4, so there's almost no difference, and I just can grab this pawn for nothing. And there's no big calculation involved. You will see the idea in a minute or two. First, he took that bishop. This is a decoy, of course. A decoy of the queen. I want to play some checking ideas against the king. You see that the f6 square is vulnerable, and this is due to the queen decoy. And now I had the idea, in combination with this knight move, and I played bishop b5 check. This is just a lovely move. It sets a lot of traps, and what my opponent did is the natural looking knight b to c6, which is a big mistake. Knight e to c6 would have been better. Then I would have to take with check, and let's see, if the knight takes, we can check and just take this rook, and we have a very nice position. The other recapture after bishop takes c6 is queen takes c6, but that runs into knight takes e5, attacking the queen. Best continuation is bishop b4 check, and king f1 would have been best, and after check, king g1, and white is winning here after castles c4, and then you unravel your position. Yeah, white is way ahead here. If, let's see, after bishop check, knight takes b4, that would be a mistake, would have been a mistake. Queen takes e4 check, both knights were attacked, so queen e2, saving one, stopping check. Queen takes with check, in between, and again check, and now takes on g2, knight c4 is a good move, is the best move here, and white is losing. And after king, well, this was of course a discovered check, and after king f8 castles, black is winning this position. So The point is that after knight e6 takes, queen takes, check, king f1 would have been necessary to be played. But again, let's look at the forcing line. I took, queen recaptured, check, and now my opponent blundered. He played knight here, and this ran into the same idea as would with takes here. We'll see the same idea now, and that would be after the move played. Knight f6 checkmate. Well, and this is a checkmate in 12 moves. So what you want? Again, e4, you open up some lines and punish such weird opening moves. You just have to find a way to attack this uncomfortable queen. And this is what I did, and my tactics just evolved naturally out of it. Bishop takes c5, queen takes c5 is just a lovely decoy. Then this nice sacrifice, and the sacrifice comes with check and opens my queen file, and this is a checkmating threat which my opponent overlooked simply. This is easy to overlook and checkmate. Okay, the same applies to pawn takes, again checkmate, and queen takes is always the same. You can even go checkmate here. And yeah, so this is how to play blitz, I guess. See you next time. I hope you liked it. Bye bye.